What's up, WWE Champions Universe, and welcome back to the Are These Free-to-Play Heroes Worth Taking 6-Star Gold experience. We are talking about Baron Corbin here, Happy Corbin. And when we did our video on who should we take 6 stars, a lot of people commented when we talked about tricksters not having a super great option unless you have like Solo Sikoa, or for females certainly Liv, but then you have to have Roxanne, etc., etc. So we kind of made the statement that except for Hall of Fame Brutus, there's not a great 6-star gold option for most people. And a lot of people commented, what about Happy Corbin? He has been a dominator for my roster, so is he worth taking 6-star gold? I'm here to answer that question for you, friend. Couple notes real quick is we're on the Candy Store account. None of this is mine. None of this is Rusty or Eyes. This is the special Twitch account that has everything maxed out at 6-star gold, but that does also mean that it has his gear. Lots did get the opportunity to get this, but it's still fairly rare. All color moves start with 4 more MP. The nice thing is that's an easy one to offset anyway. So we're going to offset a few things. On the moves, we're starting with the Spine Buster. Deal damage, choose 13 gems to destroy. The Dream Crusher, choose 5 columns to make into trap gems. If broken by your opponent, deal damage, increase your red MP by 4. And if broken by you, deal bonus damage for every botch gem. And then the Bear Hug Submission, generate 36 random sub gems and do a bunch of damage for 3 turns while subs are on the board. Remaining turn into botch. Now, Merrick's proved back when he was first released, and comment in the comment section below of this video if that's changed or if this was wrong, but he proved you cannot buff with the trainers that were existing at the time the trap gem that gives you bonus damage for every botch. Botch gem trainers don't do it, trap gem trainers don't do it, and at the time he didn't need it. So I'm not running with any special trainers because it's totally free to play, and I did put your red and black MP trainers on there to offset that 4 MP bonus. So it does help you see this is actually a legitimate way to run him. Since you can't buff up those trap gems, you would want to put Santa Hogan in there. However, as mentioned on the previous KO video, the account here has everybody at 6-star gold, including Santa Hogan. And a 6-star gold Santa Hogan is not free to play. That would offset the results quite handily, so I'm just not going to put him on there, and we'll adjust verbally for what would happen. But you would want him there, so instead I put Montez Ford to destroy 1 more black gem. You don't actually need him. And then I usually use Logan Paul and or your Shelton Benjamin, but Shelton Benjamin is your free-to-play guy for the sub. You could also use the sub reduction so that you don't do as many turns. However, for most people, if you can't win turn 1, which I'm going to show you, I don't think Baron Corbin can, you're not going to want to do that because you want to buff down or debuff their MP. The other thing I'm going to show you on this real quick is that I do not have a strap on him at all. Once again, Merrick showed early on in his meta when Baron Corbin came out that it doesn't actually buff those gems. If that's wrong since then, put it in the comments section. Everybody needs to know. However, I will say there's this new spicy plate, which I clicked the wrong button here. The final boss plate, which Davey has used, and he showed off on that guy. That's going to be interesting. Mark Henry. Anyway, whenever you make 15 or more botch gems, decrease all of your opponent's gem damage by 80% for 3 turns. Wow. Just note, since Professor and Davies videos have already dropped, they actually reduced or made this a little bit less powerful because it was way too OP. So it used to be 10 plus botch gems and 90% for 3 turns. It's now 15 plus and 80%, but this hasn't actually been released into the wild yet. Nobody has it. It's just on the test account. So, you know, it didn't change anything that was already in the wild. It changed it in play testing before it went out, which is the way that should happen. So no strap on him, just to show you exactly what he does. And we're going to go up against 6-star Silver Otis. We have not yet gotten the Candy Store account up to level 20 or League 23, so we can't see that just yet. One last thing is, even though I offset the buff, he does still get the +4. So everything is started loaded turn 1. This would be loaded. This would be loaded with Santa Hogan. And then this would be loaded the next turn. So it would not be loaded off rip. But what I want to show you mainly is the damage output that the traps do. So I'm not actually concerned about the fact that wouldn't be loaded. Just know this would be a turn 2 set, not what I just did turn 1. So the struggle is they're going to break your botch gems, and that's just reality. It's just the way it goes. So you're going to lay down your columns here, and you want to try to overwrite as few botch gems as possible. So that's all we're going to be able to get out of this one. That is what it is. But you've got a handful of botch gems on the board. You use the Spine Buster, and you want to break red and black to reload your moves. And try hard not to break any of the botch gems, because those are your good ones, right? So I was able to do that entirely with red and black gems. That's awesome. So that means that we're going to go there, and that was barely a tickle for him. That was a 6 million-ish hit, but yeah, I mean, I didn't cascade. I did what I could do here, so I actually can repeat the process. But you can see, unless I'm doing this very wrong, and I'm willing to admit that there's a possibility, if that's so, let me know in the comments section. He's not hitting hard enough. He's just not gonna hit hard enough. So let's break all the red. Ooh, okay, that's about all we got this time around. So then we'll just go ham on some other colors. There we go. So turn 1, I did about 10.5 million damage. So I don't need to keep going with that. Even if I were to add trainers and stuff, the results are similar. Or I'm sorry, plates and stuff, the results are similar. There's not really much that buffs that. 10 million at 6-star gold is barely an inconvenience for your opponent. You're talking 60 to 75 million on average for the health pool. So Baron Corbin, as far as I've run him, please let me know if I'm wrong in a kind way, and I'll revisit this next time if I am. But that's just not going to scale. So is he a free-to-play hero? I would say 6 bronze meta, 100%. 6 silver, a little bit. Yeah, he's still good. But 6 gold, I don't think he holds up. Let me know what you think. Like the video, comment, subscribe, and then share it with your friends or faction mates who are thinking about taking Baron Corbin up, and use this as an example or a cautionary tale. I'll see you on the next time. Bye.